Pennsylvania passed its state budget on Wednesday, ending a 4.5-month impasse when Republicans and Democrats agreed to a $50.1 billion spending plan.
Tonight, Erie News Now state capitol correspondent Kara Jeffers is coming off that one-on-one interview with Governor Josh Shapiro. She's joining us live from Harrisburg tonight with the very latest on the takeaways and, Kara, what he said about that budget deadline.
Good evening, Mike and Eva. Yeah, I got the chance to really check in with Shapiro on what his priorities were that he really enjoyed in this budget, as well as some of the things that will specifically benefit Erie, definitely with education. Governor Josh Shapiro is celebrating affordability and security in the newly signed budget. But he especially spent a long time talking today about education funding.
I think for too long, school districts that needed the most help were getting the least help. That's one of the reasons why I supported a lawsuit where we went to court. This was years ago. And ultimately, the courts ruled that we had an unconstitutional education system. And then we committed, myself, Democrats, Republicans, to working together to fully fund our schools. This is now the third year in a row where we've invested a record amount of funding in our schools. And, you know, it's not just about the numbers on a spreadsheet. It's going to very specific things. We've doubled our funding for VOTEC. I think that's really important for students to have in school. Again, we've dramatically increased funding for mental health and mental health services and counselors. We served over 93 million free breakfasts last year, and we're going to increase that number again this year for students across Pennsylvania. We've increased the number of teachers available in our classrooms. So the dollars aren't just going to like a budget line in a school district. It's actually going to things that matter most to our students.
The governor also commented on his recent visit to Erie and the importance of infrastructure investment for the area.
There's funding available. The CRIS we established last year, I've fought hard to get that done, and that is now in effect, and I think that's going to really help with rejuvenation and a revitalization of Erie. I think particularly with the two new leaders coming in, the new county executive, new mayor, that's also going to be really helpful, working together with the private sector and the other leaders, Democrat and Republican alike, in the community. I think that's going to be really important, and that continues. In addition to that, we're going to have more capital dollars available to help fund needs in places like Erie to continue the kind of revitalization efforts that I began over the last couple of years.
Shapiro says mass transit and skill games are two policies that didn't make the final cut that he wants to work on in the future. But overall, he emphasized he's proud of the final product.
My glass is more than half full here. I think we proved again that Pennsylvanians and Pennsylvania way is to bring people together to get stuff done. And I'm proud of all that we accomplished together. Look, I'm proud of the fact that Republican lawmakers could go back to their districts enthusiastic about this budget, as could Democratic lawmakers. That shows that my hard work to bring people together paid off, and we found that common ground, which is so elusive in our politics today, but it's the Pennsylvania way, and I think we're finding that.
One of the things finally sealing this deal after 4.5 months of impasse was Republicans pushing to remove Pennsylvania from the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative. It's a multi-state program that basically taxes energy companies for their carbon emissions. Coming up for the next couple of weeks, we will be pulling apart this budget piece by piece and looking at how it is impacting our specific areas, as well as what the cost was for it being so late on our communities. In Harrisburg, I'm Kara Jeffers, Erie News Now.